Well, hello everybody. We're back now here later in the day on Friday, April 24th, 2020. So, couple things. First of all, just to let you know, this morning before going to work, I did get on our website where we can check our weekly paychecks and stuff, and ended up getting through just fine. Really, what ended up, I think, going on is that every few months we end up having to update we we end up we end up having to update our password. And believe it or not, this week that was the point that we were that was the point that we were at this week. So a couple of days ago we ended up updating our password, and that's where it sounds like the issue that I had brought up to you early this morning when it was still dark out had all came from. Because again, after I had gotten up this morning before went to work before went to work before went to work and stuff, decided to give it another try, and 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 was successful. Was what was success was successful was 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 successful getting on. Yep, was successful was was successful getting on. Just a little out of just a slight bit out of sorts, just because kind of you know just lost a little bit of sleep all 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 over the issue with our uh, paycheck website where we can check our paychecks and stuff. Now definitely kind of a good bit more relieved, obviously now. So obviously we do not have to contact our website administrator, obviously, right now. And it'll be a while, obviously, before we have to update our password again. It's every few months, I think it is, that we have to update our password. This week this week was the point. This week was the point. This week was the point of that again. This week that was the point. That was the point where we were at this week. This week, believe it or not. This week. This week, believe this week. This week, believe this this week, believe this week, believe it or not. This week. This week, believe this week, believe it or this week, believe it or not, and stuff. This week, believe it or not. This week, believe it or not. This week, believe it or not, and stuff. Again, sorry, I'm just still kind of out of sorts right now. But another thing I wanted to share with you, so you know that now, just about for almost, not exactly month and a half, but pretty close to month and a half, we've ended up having we've had our temporary $2 pay increase again. And it started the 23rd of last month, the 23rd of March, the 23rd of last month, pretty well over a month ago now. Well, just over a month, ago now, and was originally going to start out as a 3-week period going in through Easter Sunday, just about 2 weeks ago. And then, of course, and then again, you probably may recall in one of my other kind of most recent videos, mentioning how then it did ultimately end up getting extended at least in through next Saturday, the 2nd of May, May 2nd. Well, believe it or not, soon after getting home from well, 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 believe it or not, well, 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 believe it. Well, believe it or not, soon after getting home from work, saw that we ended up getting a buzz from the BJ's Wholesale Club headquarters that once again, it's now actually been extended yet again, all in through end of next month, end of May, the 30th of May 30th, the 30th of May, the 30th of May, the 30th, the 30th, the 30th of May. So that's some really so that's some so that's some really great so that's some really great news. So that's some really great news. So that's some really great news. So that's some really great news right there. Um, I definitely wanted to share those two things with you, especially the paycheck web, especially the paycheck website situation. Now that we've got that all settled for now, for the time being, for the time being. But so um, last night, another one other thing. Last night, believe it or not, my dad ended up giving a buzz, asking about my thoughts of him, you know, giving like DeBella's subs place a buzz and getting a couple of you know, sub trays for everybody to share here, along with like a few good chocolate chip cookies and stuff, And I gave him a buzz and told him I thought that was a great idea, and so that's what it looks like they're gonna be doing this afternoon. And they asked if I'm like right up around like 5 o'clock, which is I think in like less than an hour would would be a fair time for them to bring it all on over and drop it all off and you know leave it all out in their front bench outside in their entrance exit area, and everybody's cool with that. So that sounds like what they are going to do in a little bit. Um, so um, uh, and also believe it or not, a couple of days ago, our lawn mowing crew earlier this week, a couple of days ago, managed to come here and do the first official cut for the first time for the season. Just like last year, right now in our pond area, they're kind of leaving that alone for right now because that's where it's a lot more wet, and that's where the lawnmowers could be a lot more vulnerable and susceptible to sinking and getting stuck. So right now they're leaving that alone till probably get a good bit further in the season, further into the season. Again, you may recall that last year they didn't end up mowing our pond area until like uh, mid July last year and last summer. You know, once it had gotten to the point where it had dried out enough and where to the point where the lawnmowers wouldn't have so much of a chance of sinking and getting stuck and getting stuck and stuff. So, but yeah, and the weather today is quite a lot milder than the past couple of days than Tuesday than Wednesday and yesterday have been, and it looks like it looks like we're back into temperatures being back into the 50s, the remainder of the week, and I think pretty much just about all next week. That's all for now. We may be back in just a little bit to kind of talk to you about some other stuff. So be sure to leave a like and stuff. Be sure to go down and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to go down and subscribe. And we'll talk to you in a little bit.